of class 8. Today we will study the page number 28, and this is choose the best answers. As I have already explained the lesson and the word meanings also I have explained. So today we will do part B, choose the best answer. This is lesson number 5 about Father Damien. And now we are solving the exercise. Part 1. How did the Father Damien gain the respect of the lepers? And here he persuaded them to help themselves. There are different options. He brought them the comfort of religion. He started the clinic to dress their sores and persuaded them to help themselves. This is also, though he has done all the work, he showed that the neither feared or nor was disgusted by them. Which of the following statement about the Father Damien is true? He left all the hard work to the lepers. He worked as hard as the lepers. He worked harder than any of the lepers. So the true one is he worked as hard as the lepers. Part 3. Why did Father Damien have a larger and more beautiful chapel built? First is his congregation disliked the smaller and uglier chapel. His congregation became too large for the little chapel, and his congregation wanted to worship in a large and more beautiful chapel. And the true one is he wanted to raise the spirits of his congregation. This is part D, that is true one. And part 4, how did Father Damien help the lepers to overcome the fear of dying? He told them that he was not afraid of death. He told them that there was nothing fearful in death. He told them that the death was beginning of the new and happy life. He told them that the death meant the end of their problems and sorrows. And the true answer is part D. So students, let's solve the part C. This is answer these questions. These are the 4 questions. I will read one by one and tell you the answer of each question. Here I have solved the questions. Question number 1 is, why do you think the Father Damien regarded the tiny chapel as a sign of hope? The answer is, Father Damien was a kind-hearted person. He set an example of true humanity. The building of chapel in that colony was a relief from their worries and enhanced the faith in God. The question number 2 is, in regard to the work, how did the Father Damien set a good example to the lepers? जो उनका काम था उस हवाले से उन्होंने लेपर्स के साथ एक क्या जो है वो उन्होंने उनके साथ एक रवाबत रखा और उसके साथ उनके क्या मसाइल कायम की. Father Damien was chosen by his self-determination. He wanted to take them away from the helplessness and rest and cure the wounds of the leper and mobilize them how to take care themselves. It was remarkable work he did for the lepers. So these were the services he did for the lepers of that colony. Part 3. How did the Father Damien bring the cheer and gaiety to the lives of the lepers? किस तरह से उसने अपने काम से, अपनी एसोसिएशन से और अपने लिंक्स के साथ किस तरह से उन्होंने जो उनकी ज़िंदगी में वरीज थी, जो ऑब्स्टिकल्स थे, उनको किस तरह से ओवरकम किया और किस तरह से गेटी का मतलब है एक cheerful लाइफ उनको दी. He became the source of happiness and the cheer for the lepers. People were afraid of them, but Father took initiative for the poor, marginalized people. They were neglected, and Father provided them the clean water and the cottages, the chapel to pray, and the fresh vegetation and plantation of fruits and flowers and services of medication. This was all the overall services as we have read in the chapter the Father Damien has done for the lepers colony. And the question number 4 is, describe Father Damien's character. Which of the following words and phrase would you use? So students, we have read the chapter that Father Damien was not a common and ordinary person. He was an extraordinary person. So that's why he did so many services to the people of the lepers colony. So the writer has said that how would you define his character in a phrase or in a paragraph? Father Damien was a generous, kind, and the true human. He was well aware of treating the patients of lepers. He considered them the human being. He consoled them with the motivation and the sympathetic attitude. He was courageous and a gentle person, and this was the overall impact of his personality. So let's solve the next question. Our next question is about describe the Father Damien's character. Which of the following word phrases would you use? तो यहाँ पर उन्होंने कुछ characters दिए हुए हैं, तो मैंने already कुछ टिक किए हैं. I will read for you. That he was a man of action. He was a good organizer, and he was a man of understanding, and he was high-handed, sympathetic, determined, and persuasive, intelligent, dedicated, negligent, and courageous, and gentle, kind, and he was rude toward other common person. So this was the personality of Father Damien. Question number 5. Say whether each statement is true or false. If the statement is false, explain why. Father Damien found the hope in the tiny chapel in the lepers colony. Yes, it's true, because he wants that people must come to the chapel and pray, and they get the satisfaction for their problems and get rid of their problems also. The colony was wrecked and the lacked discipline. Yes, it was lacking discipline because nothing was there and there was no facility. The first thing Father Damien did in the colony was to build a big chapel. Yes, it's true that he wanted to make a big chapel for them. He got the government to send the men to lay the water pipes. Yes, there was a non-availability of the proper water, so people, they were dying and they need the proper and clean water. So that's why he begged the government to provide the proper water. The lepers built the wooden cottages in the colony. Yes, they built the wooden cottages, and the government also helped them. Father Damien neglected the orphans in the colony. No, it's false. Father Damien did not neglect the orphans of the colony, because he built the school and church for the orphans. Father Damien was successful in making the lepers more cheerful and helpful and hopeful. Yes, he was rude to outside helpers and those in the authority. Yes, for the other people he did not offer so much services, but for the lepers he was always welcome to the lepers. So this was all about the exercise, and we will explain the next lesson in the next time. Take care. Bye bye.